How are you doing? I hope you are all well. You guys just missed the awkward dancing to the groovy music. As you know, I love the intro music, so I get a little dance going on. I hope you dance too. I hope you dance. Always dance. Dancing's good. Dance it out. No matter what it is, dance it out. It's always good. Okay, today we're having a play again with the Cheerful Coreopses. It's so beautiful. And when I looked at it, oh, even Emery's excited. She's here. Um, she's always excited to craft, though, as you know, if you've ever watched me. So we'll move Emery to the side. The Build-A-Garden Cheerful Coreopsis is a big, beautiful set. But sometimes those can be overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, it takes up my whole card. What do I do? So I thought we'd have a look and see maybe some things that we could do to play with the set and revitalize it. Because we've had a few Build-A-Gardens since then. And also just to take a look and see what can you really do with this stamp set. So I'm going to pop you guys down to my work surface and we'll get started. So I do have just an idea that I wanted to share with you guys today. It's not going to be something we're going to do, but the last minute I found some slimline cards. I'm like, heck yeah, let's do a slimline. You guys know how that goes, don't you? You know how I am. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's have some fun. Hello, everybody, as you're coming in. So good to see you. And yes, Emery says hello as well. Oh, I am backwards somehow. Oh, goodness. I've never been backwards before. Let's see. Let's fix that. I'm backwards most of the time anyway, so it just must have assumed. Now, what I think would be beautiful, we're not doing it today, but I thought I would share the idea with you, my dear friends, because sometimes I share an idea and it gets you guys a new idea. So I like to share them. You could take your pattern papers and stamp this out and then fussy cut, okay, the papers. I just grabbed the exuberant because I mean it just screams fun. We love fun. So, so okay, hopefully, oh good now. Okay, I was just reading Sue's comment. I'm like, oh no, it's showing straight for me. Oh goodness. Okay. So if you want to have some fun, grab one of your favorite. Now I'm going to use this, I think, for a background. Of course, this is my Husband of Altenew. This is my rock collection paper pack. I have like 3 in here because I'm obsessed with it, of course, because it's rock collection. But if you wanted to cut some of your flowers, you could stamp your flower centers on there and cut them out. These could be great for your stems. Maybe use the pink for your Coreopsis. And I think that would be really a fun way to use some of your paper and some of your stamp sets and make it go. Yes, Keisha is here with us today. Please say hello to the amazing Keisha behind the badge. All right, so now we're going to get started and go with this stamp set, which I love. Oh no, Sue, it's almost gone. No, so sad. We're also using my other faves. As you guys know, nobody can seem to pry these out of my hand, my dried petals and my forest trail. I mean, inks and markers and inks. Oh my. Enamel dots. I mean, holy Toledo. And then I have my, of course, pocket full of sunshine happiness for my flower centers. Yes, share, my dear friends, because somebody will get drawn for a $15 gift certificate to the shop. Now, the great thing is about this is you can do the slimline cards because there's gaps here where the wheel's going to hook in to give you a nice image. So you can do that. All right. And then the other card we're going to do, I'll just move my paper around. I thought we would do an A2, but we're just going to use part of it. So we're basically on our cards today. Well, okay. So I guess we're going to, because we got to squeak this little guy in over here. I would like it to go right about here. And then I have room for my sentiment. The other thing you could do is you could kind of flip this around and you could put one of these coming down and meeting it and fill your slimline. Now let's have a vote out there. It's a big fella, Sue. It is a big fella. As I say, it is a big fella. Oh, I lost one of my little dots. I only have one heart. I'm not heartless yet, but I'm working on it. I gotta get another heart. Oh, and I'm up too high. I'm up too high up there. Okay, hold on. We got to regroup because I think I have to go at an angle. So what we're going to do, my friends, we're going to do mini slimline. Let's do a mini slimline. Okay. And I think those are at 6. So let's do that. And you're probably going, oh my gosh, you're doing a mini slimline with this huge set. Holy Toledo. But why not? Why not? All right. So let's let the stamp tell us where it wants to go. And then we'll kind of put our paper according to where the stamp wants to go, because he is a big fella. See, I want to get this petal aligned with the side. I would like to get more of it so it's more this and not so much the guy on the left. But the guy on the left wants to be on the card, and he's really making a good push for it. So I say we let him be on the card, right? Right. Card making is all about keeping everybody in the Crafty family. So you don't need to really ink him up too much. I'm going to do a little bit because he was very excited to be on the card today. So I'm going to let him get in there. Yeah. I got to go to get more hearts. I'm almost out of hearts here. I only got one. All right. Well, I have a few. I may have incessantly bought flip plates because I keep stuff in on them when I'm working on projects, and I keep it on there. So beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. So pretty. And again, you would have no idea looking at this what the size of that set was. And I'm just going to use my comfy cut just to pick up the corner. Okay, I like to use my comfy cut for that. And I'm just going to pick that up and put that over there. Then let's do an A2. Let's pop an A2 in there. And I'm just going to put it in the same orientation as that. Then I'll check it. We'll give it an eyeball, a hairy eyeball. All right. See, this guy's happy now because he's getting in on the card too. He's like, we are family. Woohoo. All right. There we go. Well, and I think that's the thing. I kind of looked at this set and I'm like, oh my God, it's so big and beautiful. And, you know, I want to stamp the whole thing and I want to color the whole thing. But sometimes maybe you're in a hurry and you're like, you know, I really, really love that stamp. It's so gorgeous, but I don't have time to color all 3 flowers. I just don't. So I'm going to skip it for now, but you don't have to. You can do this. Oh, Emery contributed some fur. So thank you, Emery. She's a giver. She really is a giver. All right. And then we'll use, I just keep grabbing different tools. Oh, I missed a spot. All right. And then I probably should have put the powder on it and I didn't. I'm going to try to heat set these just because I don't want to pull any ink. So I'm going to put this into place. Luckily, I have 1 heart left. So I know what place I'm in. Okay, and I'm going to put that there. Let's put the powder on. Just because we can, right? This is the crystal clear. And I think it's just so, it gives it such a fancy schmancy look. And it's so easy to do. People wouldn't believe how easy it is to heat set. And they're like, oh, look at how nice. And ooh, look at those lines. They're so crisp and black and beautiful. You're like, oh, yes, it took me hours to do that. Just hours. All right. And I got one little guy. He's being testy, or he's testing me, whichever way it's going. He's saying, are you paying attention to me today? And yes, I am. Okay, there we go. I feel like, what's his name? Not Jack Nicholson. Yes, I am. All right. Well, we get a few emery hairs, but now also this could be good. I'll tell you about Emery's name in just a moment. This could be good. Stamp it down on your stamp wheel, okay? And then I didn't really give it enough ink because I wasn't planning on doing this, but you can do the mirror technique. I'm just going to let that kind of gel while I pop this into the powder and not do it over my stamp wheel, because how does that happen? What happens when we do that over the stamp wheel? Everybody knows. Everybody knows. All right. My gosh, I'm singing a lot today. I haven't seen you guys in so long. It's been since the beginning of the month. I'm so excited to be back with you. I always miss you guys. All right, so we'll peel this up, and I'm going to peel it up carefully because it's literally on the sticky mat, and my sticky mat is sticky. So, but remember, I didn't stamp this directly down to do this technique. See, I didn't have enough ink. But if I had had enough ink and it hadn't dried, because that's dried, I could do the mirror stamping so I can flip it. So you can do that with your stamp wheel as well. So keep the idea in there, okay? Got to keep those ideas flowing, man. Keep them flowing. Keep the flowing vibes, dude. All right. I had a steak for lunch, so I'm high on protein. I'm wired on protein. I've had so much protein. I'm ready to go. All right. Plus, I'm excited. We have the retreat coming up this weekend. So exciting. Do not breathe in the stamp cleaner. Not a good idea. All right. And we'll heat set these, and then I will tell you how emery became emery. Okay. We probably won't need this again, I don't think. I'm going to put it in my drawer, maybe. Nope, I'm not, because I have a bunch of plates in there that are dirty. True story, guys. True stories. All right. We are going to do a lean and put it over there. Okay. Ooh! We did not close the embossing powder, my friends. We're living dangerously. All right. So let's heat set. Ooh, here we go. It's turning. Yay! I was worried I may have been a little late with the embossing powder, but it looks like it's turning. And if it doesn't turn perfectly, I'm not as concerned. I was more concerned about using pinks with obsidian and making sure that it's really, really dry. So if it doesn't emboss perfectly, I'm okay. Okay, and this guy. And you can see it's pretty similar on there. And I didn't cut my card down that much. So I know the retreat. Woohoo! I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I get what I call excited sad because I'm so excited for it to get here, but then when it does, it's over. So, but there's always the next one. There's always something exciting happening at Altenew. So I just have to remember that even though it may be sad for a minute when it's over, Altenew always has something amazing coming up right behind it. Whatever it may be, it's going to be fun. We know it's going to be fun. All right, so let's get our stencils out. I don't know. No, I don't know. Okay. So what we're going to do, and I think I'm going to bring in a bit of burnt red. And I'll tell you why. Because dried petals and my amazing Martian terrain are BFFs. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're like best friends forever. They love each other dearly. So I like to mix and match them when I'm creating a card. Okay, and I put mine in backwards here. There we go. We'll start with number 1. All right, so that's the big fella. I think this one just does here. Yep. All right, let's get some satin masking tape. Yes, so Emery Lane Casey became Emery Lane Casey. Obviously, the last name, it was a given. But she is Emery Lane because Emery was my husband's grandmother's maiden name. And there's actually in Kennebunk, where we have a house, there's an Emery Lane. So Emery has a lane named after her, which she thinks she's a princess. So she's pretty okay with that. But I got Emery, let me see, almost a year after my husband died. We had a cat we called Munchie. Originally his name was Oreo, but we started calling him Munchie, which was short for the man of Fur Mancha. So instead of the man of La Mancha, we did the man of Fur Mancha, and then we started calling him Munchie. So after my husband passed, Munchie was very sad, and he was always very sad. So I got him a new little friend, which is the one, the only Emery Casey. So that's how Emery got her name. And Dexy is Dexter Drake Casey. He was named Drake when he was up for adoption. And I wasn't really, I was kind of like, all right. I mean, it's a nice name. But he didn't really seem like a Drake. And so my mom was like, we should call him Dexter, because we had been watching Dexter. So I checked we have one of the educators who likes to use the, what color was she using? It was one of the darker colors. I think it was mahogany bark. And so we call her Dexter. So I checked with her and I said, is it okay, Jen Leonard, the amazing Jen Leonard? I said, is it okay if we name my cat Dexter? And she's like, absolutely, I'll share the name. Like, she was super stoked. So it was really good. Now, okay, so we got these two colored in, right? Life is good. Life is good. This is what you call a simple coloring stencil. And the difference is we're just going to put the color on. See, there are no real layers, but we are going to make some. Oh, I'm so glad, Jamie. This is one of my favorite things. I love it so. Love it so. It is just amazing. All right, so here I'm going to blend off. Okay, and I'm just adding in my own dimension to these. Okay, and I just want it in the center. And you could blend out even further. I mean, you can go, like 3/4 of the way up if you'd like to. Trying to be careful. I should have brought my tweezers out because I got some fiddly bits, those little delicate areas. So I'm putting this on here. Now, what you could do if you wanted to, just because they don't give you layers, just because the designer did not design layers with this, does not mean you cannot make layers. So let's take some Berrylicious now. Okay, same place. I haven't moved my stencil. Still stencil 1, still these guys. And I'm going to come in and I'm just going to really add that to make it darker. So instead of following the layering guide and adding 1 color, we're adding 3. So we're getting really beautiful, beautiful color. And once we lift the stencil up, you'll really be able to see it. I know it's hard to see it now, but we need music for that, definitely, because it's so pretty. All right, and I'm just going to blend that I like to blend some up the petal as well. So just to get a little bit up there. Okay, ready? Here we go. So see, instead of just having that pink, we have some gorgeous color. And you would never know that the burnt red was in there. That's how well they get along. They're just like, they're good friends. Everybody's happy. They're like, hey, we love color. Let's add some more. All right. So I'm going to go through the stencil twice because I'm going to, and we could do the stencil one time, like how it's meant to be done, meaning just going through and adding one color on each. We can do that if you guys would like to. So now we're going to go ahead and I don't think, does that fit there? That's the one thing is if you do this technique, you do end up where you are kind of playing around with the stencil a little bit, trying to find, you know, what section goes where. We can do this one first. That's fine. We'll go ahead. And if you want to do different, so we did mauve starting on the first one the last time. Let's try the pink crystal. See how that works out. Why would one want to follow the layering guide? That's a question I ask too sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I love the layering guides because if you look at them, even if you're like, I know how to layer this together, sometimes give them an old glance because let me tell you, some of the color combos that I've picked up from those layering guides have turned out to be favorites. So there are some great color combos in there. All right, so this will give us a little different of a looking flower. Okay, so we got pink crystal, and then we'll go with the mauve next, and then we'll finish with burnt red on this one. So this mauve, I always think of purple when I think of mauve. I don't know why. I had like a mauve comforter when I was little, and when I was a teenager, and I think it had purple on the other side. So now when I see mauve, I'm always like purple, mauve and purple. Okay. All right, so we got that there. Oh yeah, I mean, I think all of us are like on the prowl for color combos. I'm going to skip and go to acai berry, which I always say wrong. So if I did, I apologize. I sometimes say it right, but it's very rare. So here we go. So now we're going to put this on, and I have to be careful because it is a beautiful, dark, gorgeous color. And I just want to like pack it in this flower. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be good. So just blend in. Just gives you some more depth to your flower than just using one color alone. All right, here we go. So there's the reveal on that one. So we get beautiful, beautiful, a little bit different, which we like. Okay, so that was, I did stencil 1 and 3. We might as well do 2. Oh, goodness. Oh, good. I'm glad that everybody else feels the same way about the acai berry. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yay. Yay. I'm so excited. Because, yeah, I think it's acai berry, but it's one of those words that no matter how many times I practice, it's just never going to happen for me. So I've just got to accept that. All right. So I'm going to start with pink. Oh, no, we don't have that one there. We did mauve on both of these. So we'll start with mauve on this one. That's the only thing. You have to keep your colors straight when you start playing the mad scientist and mixing and matching your colors. You got to kind of remember what order you went on what flower. But these 2 top flowers were the same. And there's a fiddly bit, as I call them. So this just guards and gives your flower extra depth and dimension. So I'm just going to hold that down there while I ink blend around it. Then I'm all set. Then I'll just spray my desk. I use isopropyl alcohol, so it takes it off my desk very quickly, efficiently, dries it. Don't have to worry. So It's very, very, very good. I know. The berry, well, it may be, but I don't eat it. So I think I'm okay. I don't eat it or drink it. So I don't have any interactions with it beyond color blending. So I think I'm okay. All right. Then we're going to have our burnt red. Okay. Beautiful burnt red. All right. And then I'm on my mat because it would be darkest at the bottom there. And there is no bottom. So, but I do want to have that color on there. And you could even, if you wanted to, you could put some of the acai berry on here. You know what? We can. Because you know why? It will look cool, A. And B, it gives a little differentiation between the petals, even more so than if we did all the petals with the same color pattern. So in this instance, when you have petals like this, you could have, so half of these, we can add the acai berry on there as well. All right, so then I'm just going to put some of this. This is, again, going to bring the darkness. The hello darkness, my old friend. Here we go. My mom has that coffee cup, so we sing it a lot. So this is going to give us a little bit of a different color for these petals that we're adding this to. Okay, and that's going to be, it's going to bring the drama, mama, or drama llama, whichever way you want to go. Now, if you're looking at this and you're like, whoa, that's stark, that pink, don't do anything until you lift it up and look at it. But see the difference. You can see the petals that we added the burnt red, and you can see the petals we added the acai berry to. So a little bit different, but very, very pretty. All right. And you are down there. Stencil 3. Okay. Oh, nope, we did that one. Stencil 3, stencil 4. Where are you, my friend? AB. Oh, I'm missing my, oh, he must be here. He must be here. There we go. Here he is. All right. Now, so this one we started with the pink crystal, remember? So this one we're having a lighter flower, and we used this, the mauve, and the acai berry on this one. And it's just nice when you have the arrangement to have it be a little bit different than the other flower that you have. Oh, I'm glad you like these colors. I love these colors. I'm afraid I'm going to get emails. Bridget, can you please stop using the dried petals? Do you own any other petals, girlfriend? Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, like we talked about right when I came on. You could stamp these on pattern paper. You could use them as petals. Somebody said petals in the ocean. Absolutely. You know, your only limitation is what basically you're inspired by, essentially. You could also do alcohol backgrounds and stamp these over them. You could paper piece leaves with alcohol backgrounds. Anything. I mean, that's I think the wonderful thing about our hobby that we have is that really the only limitation is what we look at and say, you know what, that really inspires me. I want to try that. And sometimes I see things and I'm like, you know, I don't really get it. That's kind of not my style, but I'm going to try it because you never know what you're going to like until you try it. So sometimes it's good just to give something a whirl that maybe you're like, well, it's not for me, but I'm going to try it anyways. Okay. I know we need music. We need music. All right, I'm going to clean this. All right. So as you can see, beautiful, beautiful little mini slimline to send to friends. Okay, I'm going to clean the other one too because this one's filthy. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but I think because I like to put Martian terrain with warm and cozy sometimes, I think the three of them kind of doing a little dance, working out together, I think would be really, really pretty. So I just try, maybe try that and see how that works out for you. Okay, so he is A. We want B, B2. Feel like we're playing bingo. B2. Yay, somebody won bingo. All right, here we go. I told you, I ate a very large steak for lunch, so I am like protein rich here. And I do have yellow blending tools, the tools. All right. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Oh, look at that. All right. And then for this one, we are going to pull. So I did maple yellow for the center in case you're watching this later and you're like, I want to make this maple yellow for the center and then honey drizzle. Honey. I was never a honey person. I was always, babe. Babe. All right. There we go. And if I went a little over with my red, remember I told you there were some fiddly bits? Not going to worry about it. The other thing you could come in and do as well that would be so beautiful would be to add some gel pen detail in there. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay. So we've got the C, the C, C. All right. Oh, I see. Now I just got to remember that when I try acai, acai. Oh, goodness. I'm telling you. I promise I won't eat steak before I go live again. Apparently the protein goes right to my head. All right. Lining that up, making sure I have the right one. And, I think also these are some kind of brighter yellows. I think the fall harvest would look fantastic with this color combo also. Would look amazing. So there we have so far. What do we think? Are we doing well? Are we doing well? Hopefully you guys are liking the colors. I think you guys are liking it. Oh, the Winnie the Pooh songs. I love the House at Pooh Corner. Oh, I love that song. Okay. Need a little hydration. Now, we need the Forest Trails inks. Where did you guys? They're trying to run away from me. I use them too much. Oh, here they are. Oh, my desk. You guys can relate, right? To the desk. I'm going to move this just for a hot second because I got a lot of red and I'm bringing in some green. So I don't want to do that. Having a Merry Christmas is a good thing, but we're in March and I'm making a card. So I'm going to avoid mixing my reds and my greens here. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and I'm going to put, that one goes right there. Whoops. Where's he there? He's got the little wiggly in him. There we go. I think he's over here. And it's just finding, it's just having a play and figuring out who goes where. So let me see. Is that the one? That doesn't go there. And that one? No. This one? Yes. Yay, we got it. By crikey. We've got it. I always think of, when I hear crikey, I always think of the crocodile hunter. All right. And I like my matcha tea, which I've never had matcha tea, but I love the color. And I like the swamp green. So those are the two that I generally do. Now you could do 3. If you want to do 3, you do 3. And this would be a lovely place to bring out your mini blend, your detail blending brushes. Okay. This could be a great place to kind of pop these in. So I'm going to get the matcha. And I always think of Macho Man. I always matcha tea. I want to have some matcha tea. Okay. See, you guys didn't know we were going to sing so much today. Just a happy Thursday. So I'm adding my swamp green in here, just where it's going to be darker. So there's a little bit of difference. And if you want more difference, again, you can keep building that with the the colors. So you could keep going and you could add in some oak moss on there as well. This one is going to be darker, so I'm just going to add swamp green. You also can just keep adding swamp green, okay, until it's darker. So you also can do that. And I think that's that petal right there. Yep, there we go. Okay, these are darker too. So I'm just going to add my swamp green and then really add it right where I think it would be darker. And we have a mini slimline card with, oh, thank you, Christine, or thank you, Jamie. Bottom right, thank you. So we have a little mini slimline, and you probably would never guess the size stamp this came from when you were looking at this card. So we'll put our sentiment on in a minute, but we're going to go through and we'll do our other colors. But see, mixing and matching those colors, put your colors together, my friends, because you know what? Especially with ink blending, if you're ink blending and something just doesn't work out, you know, there's another side. I think that's why we have two sides to paper, is because there's always another side for us, you know, to get crafting and to make pretty things. So we're all good. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you guys try this. I hope you guys give it a whirl and see what color combos work well for you. All right, there we go. I'm getting my guys all suited up here and into place, ready to play. Getting ready for March Madness. Can't believe it's here already, but that is one of my favorite March things, is the March Madness. So let's do this. So this time, let's do the Berrylicious, the acai berry with the burnt red. Okay, so let's do that as a combo and let's see where it goes. I know where it goes because I've used it. So I know where I'm going with it. But just to show you guys where you can go with this beautiful, beautiful combo, my Berrylicious. I know, yeah. What do you guys have for, because Keisha and I need to know too, like, what do you guys have for color combos out there that you love? Give Keisha and I some ideas so we can go craft after the live. Oh, just bent my little bits and bobs there, bending them back up because my stencil was sticking up. All right, here we go. So we're getting on the Berrylicious. And the great thing about this is, you know, you can add like a little and get, you know, like a nice softer color, or you can go wild, my friends. You can go wild and really pack that color in there. So if you have some of the different sizes of Altenew brushes, I highly recommend you try them. Sometimes you will have to tape stuff off, but with the large, you get such a light, beautiful color. And for somebody like me that is super heavy-handed, that is a nice effect. And sometimes that's the way I get that effect, is by using that large brush, because it has all those bristles, as opposed to my favorites, the minis. Then I can really, you know, get more of a softer tone. The Seas set. Which Seas set? The deep blue seas? All right, so now we're coming in. See, we're adding that detail. And when you layer these in different orders, you're going to get different effects, okay? So depending on what color I'm putting this on, I'm going to get a different effect each time. So that's, I think, the great thing is pick 2 ink sets for your flower that you think go together, okay? And I've given you some today, you know, like the dried petals, the Martian terrain, and warm and cozy. So I think you could bring dried petals in on that too. So try those and just see where you end up. You never know what you like until you find it, that kind of thing. So, and then this is going to look even darker, which is awesome. So I'm so excited. So this will look darker than our other color combo that we used, because we're using 3 dark tones and we're layering them together. So, but I did go on lighter with Berrylicious. At least it's my version of lighter with Berrylicious. Okay, here we go. Ready? Look at that. Look how pretty. So pretty. Oh, yeah, that was pretty. I saw that too. I saw that in the hop. That was very pretty. Very, very pretty. All right, and we'll do them in order this time. Let's do them in order. Oh, goodness. So silly. Do stencils in order. Come on. No. All right. So then we're going to go and get this little guy into place. Just slide him right in there. Oh, my alcohol spray bottle is casting a shadow there. He's a big guy. I go through a lot. Okay. So again, we're going to start Berrylicious. Or actually, what we could do, okay? Let's do this. We're going rogue again. This is why it's Crafty Adventures, because I go rogue. I'm sorry, Keisha. I go rogue. All right. So we're putting the red. Going to put the burnt red on first this time. And we should, not leave the tape on the table. We should actually use the tape. I should have brought out my sticky mat is what I should have done. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, as Judge Judy says. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right. So we're going to put that right there. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do different this time is I'm going to do the burnt red and the Berrylicious. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to do burnt red, acai berry, and I'm going to grab my mangrove mahogany bark. That is the darkest in the Martian terrain. I just want to show you guys the magic. So this way too, it'll give our petals a nice differentiation. So like we did in the last one, where sometimes we mixed the burnt red and sometimes we mixed just the mauve, it'll give us that beautiful, beautiful color. All right. And it will give it a bit of a difference so every petal doesn't look the same necessarily. Okay, now we're going to come in acai berry. And I don't worry about the color on my stencil, like blending. It doesn't do anything to my brush. So I just blend it and I go with it and I love it. All right. Ooh, this is getting dark already and I love it. But wait till I bring in the mahogany bark. You guys are going to be like, oh, it's gorgeous. Because it is. Mahogany bark is a good looking ink. All right. Need my little tweezers and tool to get it out of my ink caddy though. I got chunky fingers. They don't fit in there. All right. We will pull our mahogany bark one. Okay, so here, watch the magic. So this is going to give us kind of like a deep chestnutty, beautiful tone. Okay, are we ready for the reveal? Are we ready? Okay. Yes, today I have used dried petals, forest trail, and some from Martian terrain. So look at the color. We added the mahogany bark, but look at the difference in color that you get, how dark it is. Yes, so the dried petals, the forest trail, wood warbler, those just came out in inks and markers. And then the other markers were ones that were released a bit ago called Woodland Escape. And they have Blue Mountains, Frosted Foliage, and I think it's called Woodland Escape. I think that's the name of the ink. But it had 3 of them in there. So yes, those are ink colors as well. I mean, if they come out with the dried petals in paper, oh, my life will be complete. My life will be complete because I just am obsessed with everything dried petals right now. All right, so we got to do this guy. Okay, but we can, because we have this out, we don't need him. We can do the bee flower center, and that way we're done with our bee flower. Okay, just go ahead. We'll do maple yellow. Yes, that's the other one I am using today. I am using the yellows from Pocketful of Sunshine. Okay. And then these are easy to line up. They look a little involved, but they're really not. So you line up one side here. Okay. So I'm just going to line up over here and you line up the little dots. And then you'll move it, slide it right over and it lines up the other side. So it lines up super easy. Then you just slide this and there you go. You're right on the money. All right. So there we go. We've done our flower center, and this one, just a bit of these are kind of showing. So I'm just gonna, I don't want to leave them white. So I'm just gonna hit it with the dark ink there. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I mean, the inks, they're just so pretty. Oh, I am working on the Crafter's alignment mat from Altenew. Now, though, we also have the travel version. If you have a small desk space, we have this one, which is an A3 folding mat. It's the same thing, just smaller, and it folds in half. It has these things on the back that help it from wiggling around while you're working, which is phenomenal. But it has the zero ruler there, the portrait and landscape centered card, right? The zero center there. So it's very nice. So I'm working on the bigger version, which is called the Crafter's Stamping and Alignment Mat, or Cutting and Alignment Mat. And I love it. I love it. It cleans super well. As you can see, I'm using dark colors and it's coming off. And I'm not even really working that hard to get it off, to get the ink off there. So it's very easy to keep clean, which works well in my space. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to, let's just put these, I'm going to do my flower centers because they're already inked up, and I was going to clean them, but I was like, why am I going to clean them to redo them in just a second? So we'll do the flower centers first. And if you're worried, because we did emboss this, you can always wipe this off so there's no extra ink when you're moving stuff around. Okay, and then we'll come in here and we'll get these. Slide that in there. Oh, what am I doing? I'm missing one. There we go. They really do line up. Easy peasy. Super easy to line up. But I love Pocket Full of Sunshine. It's just, it's the happy yellow to me. Like when I look at my Altenew colors, I'm like, that's the happy yellow. It's just super stoked. It's like happy to be here crafting with everybody. It's like, hi, I'm nice and bright and cheerful. I'm here. Okay, there we go. Now we can put our yellows off to the side. We'll clean that really quick. And then that way we won't have contamination on our projects, because there's nothing worse. You slide your hand in ink that you thought you cleaned off. Okay, so this one on the bottom, whew, what are we going to do different on this guy? That's always the question. All right, let's see. Where are you lining up? That's the next question right there. I like puzzles, so you could look at the layering guide, and that may be more critical if you're not stamping the full image as well. So keep those layering guides close to you. I think this time we're going to do mauve, burnt red, and acai berry on this one. That one back, that one back. So we'll grab our mauve, because where we have that dark, beautiful color, I kind of want something to offset it on the same project. So I hope today, my goal today, well, multiple pronged as always, was to share some color combos that I'm just passionate about. But also just to show you that when you look at these big, beautiful sets and you're like, oh, that's too big. I couldn't make anything with that. I like to make smaller cards. That'll never work. Don't be afraid of the bigger sets, because you can make them into some smaller cards. You can make them work. And they're also front and center on big cards, which I like. Okay, so we got this. And definitely play with those inks. I know I love dark and gorgeous cards. I love seeing everybody else's cards that are so bright and, you know, they're light-handed. They have those pastel-y colors. I love looking at those. I just feel that it's not really my wheelhouse, as one of my college instructors used to say. He used to say, because I'm in school to go for social work, and my instructor used to say, you know, working with children in that capacity was just not in his wheelhouse. And so I've kind of used that. And so having a light hand and doing pastel colors, not in my wheelhouse. I love it. It's gorgeous. Like I wish I could do it better, but it's just not something I'm heavy-handed. I love the look of dark colors. I think that's just kind of the way is when you find your style, things naturally look pleasing to your eye when you kind of follow your style. When I do clean and simple cards, my eye is so happy. But when I do more like mixed media, my eye is like, what is going on? There's too much. We need to clean this up. Panic, panic, panic. But I love looking at so many of my dear friends that do, let's do pink crystal, berrylicious, and mahogany bark this time. That's, see, it's like playing ink cube roulette. You never know who's going to show up and who's going to go. But yeah, so keep doing that because we have so many beautiful mixed media artists. I love them all. I love to watch them, but it's something I've tried over the years and I always feel overwhelmed because to my eye it feels like there's too much going on. So I think we develop our style just by that process. We love everything, but you know, our eye is like little too much, little too much. So got to back off there. But thank goodness those amazing mixed media artists that their eye is like, oh yeah, you go girl. Because I have a clean and simple eye that's like, no, 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 don't put too much. Don't put too much now. So, all right. Ooh, I can't wait to see this. And that's the fun bit too. You know, I mean, sometimes in our crafting, I think we get not stagnant, but just a little, you know, we use the same. I mean, I've used these colors, like I said, I can't stop using these colors. I admit it. But, you know, when I start mixing and matching them, I feel a little, and I'm going to mahogany bark now. I feel a little better because I'm like, well, at least I'm exploring, you know, other colors with that. So I feel like I'm okay as opposed to just dried petals on everything. Oh, I just love this. And I'm not really, I always say blue is my favorite color. Next is teal. So I'm not really a huge pinky person, but these colors, oh my gosh, I'm like in love. I have some dear friends that are like, but you're not a pinky person, right? I'm like, I'm really not. But yeah. I also tried to tell my mother I wasn't a gray kind of person, and she's like, that's the color of like your entire wardrobe. You're like a gray band-aid. So I didn't want to buy a gray sweater because it was too dark. And my mother's like, that's all you wear. Like that is all you wear. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'll buy it then. Sometimes you just need your mom to tell you it's okay. All right, this one, let's throw some oak moss on there, my friends. Let's throw a little oak moss on. Okay, and I'm going to go light at first because remember, this is the darkest color. So you want to go light because you can always add more. We can't take it away. Ooh, I like that tone. I really, really like that tone. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my Lanta. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to put a little at the top, going very light. This is probably the only time you'll see me apply apply link lightly. Oh, I promise I won't eat more, but I won't eat protein next time. I'm just like raring to go here. I should have had it for breakfast. Okay, there we go. So this time we're using oak moss and swamp green because of the beautiful dark colors. I want to have what's that one? Which one? Oh, there we go. I can hear somebody saying, right. You guys are so helpful from my studio audience here. Okay, oak moss, that's what I wanted. And I do have the little label things on there, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm going to go darker there, darker here. This one will pretty much be darker because there's two areas. And then I'll just come in with the swamp at the bottom. Okay, and then we have this. All right, there we go. And then we'll just finish it off with some swamp green. And there we go. Let me put some of these pieces back together here so I can move them so you guys can look at the cards we have. I almost dropped it on my card. No. Okay, and then we're going to spray because remember we're doing the leaves. Spray. All right. So there we have our card. Now, cards. The great thing, and see, we got different looks by just mixing and matching colors a little bit in there. Oh, what was the question? Not to my knowledge. You can take a look at this one so you know. What was your question, Jamie or Acai Berry? The last one, this one down here, this was the last one we did on the A2 panel. We did the mauve, we did the acai berry, and then the mahogany bark on that one. Now, there are beautiful sentiments on your stamp set and dies if you get the add-on die set, which is phenomenal because I don't know about you, but I make a card and then I go to put the sentiment and I'm like, oh, either there's a cat hair or something. So we will stamp these out and then I will die cut them off screen. This was from my class last night. So I'll stamp these with you and then die cut them on later. So I would pick there's a cat hair. There's the thank you that I would like to use. And I have a stamp block right here. So I would use some of the smaller sentiments because my image is so large on these cards. So I'm going to use the thank you. Okay. And then I will also pick the hello, because if you know me, I love hello cards. They're my jam. Hello and thinking of you are my two most used sentiments. So these I will heat set with the crystal clear embossing powder. So I'll put that on so I don't forget. We have 2 minutes. I think we can make it. We will heat set. I may go over by 90 seconds, Keisha. Hopefully that's okay. That way I can heat set, die cut them with my cute little mini blossom, pop them on there, and the cards are done, and you guys have seen them. Yay! See, maybe it is go ahead steak for lunch. Now I got the energy to finish the cards. All right, so we need the hello and the thank you. So while that's doing its own thing, go. Okay. Oh, that one wants to come off. We don't want that one though. I think we want this one. Nope. This one. These would be fun shapes to piece together on a panel. It would be a lot of fun. And I think that's the thank you. All right. Heat sets. We'll mini blossom. And we'll attach. Just to show you the magic. I like to see the magic. Okay, we got the magic. We'll let the magic cool down for a hot second. Now, something else that would be beautiful, but we don't have time to do today, is adding some gold cardstock. Maybe trim this down and have some gold on one side or as a whole, frame on there would be absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, I'm just going to trim some tape here. There's nothing worse than having heat set your sentiment and then it wiggles while it's going through the little mini blossom. All right, let's get those on there. Woo! And the die is sticky. I don't know why it's sticky, but it's sticky. There we go. Must be from sticking to the paper. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it because, yeah, I know sometimes I look at a set and I'm like, That's pretty big. You know, I don't know if my brain can do that today. It's gorgeous, but I have days when I'm like, how come there's not a set with 25 stencils? I need a set with 25 stencils. And other days I'm like, there's two stencils? Really? Two stencils? You know, it just depends on your brain power some days, you know, if you're awake or if you're tired or you're in a hurry. All right, here we go. We need some like race music for when the mini blossom's in use. Need some like chase race music, whatever that is. Okay, I'm gonna move these and move this because we got our cards, we got our sentiments, and it is not a Bridget Casey video if we do not have the Altenew foam tape. You guys know it would be an imposter if there was no foam tape. It would not be me. It just would not be me cutting foam tape into little bits. Okay, flip those over. So, and keep in mind, because if you're thinking, oh my gosh, it took her an hour to do this, you know, but I mean, I'm, you know, talking as I go. So if you're in the zone and you're doing this at home, I think you could do this a lot faster. You know, you're just in the blending zone and you know what colors you're going for. But I highly recommend writing them down. If you find a card that you really like at the end, you're like, you know, those colors, I like those. Please don't trust that you'll remember it because I do that. And then I'm like, no, what color was that again? That looks like Rock Collection. Oh, that was the other thing I was thinking today is putting it on pattern paper. So you could also do that if you wanted to. Okay, so I have more room. I have more real estate over here. So the great thing about this mat is I can put my card right in the center. I highly recommend a pair of tweezers because that way you can see better when it's lined up because your hand is not in the way. Okay, and then I'm just going to make sure this is aligned on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to go right here and just put that in. And that finishes that. I'll probably add some of the beautiful dried petals enamel dots. And then this one, we'll just pop the hello on there. And really, I think these are great because, I mean, thank you cards are pretty specific. I mean, it's you're thanking somebody for something, but it could be for anything. It could be thank you for, you know, opening my door yesterday, or thank you for taking the trash out, my wonderful husband, or, you know, all kinds of things. So, and hello is good for really anything. So the hello, I want to just tuck right in there. So there we go. Thank you for, it was 3 minutes. I thought 90 seconds, but thank you for giving me the extra few minutes to finish those cards so that you could see them. I hope you give them a try and I hope that you share them in the fan group so we can see, and make sure you list those color combos because Keisha and I are on the prowl. I know Keisha and I are on the prowl. I'm sure some other folks are looking for some new color combos too. So make sure to share those with all of us. And I will pop back up so I can say goodbye, unfortunately. But I'll see some of you on Saturday. Yay! So I'll be back with you next month. I'm already excited to craft with you guys again. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And if you make cards, please tag me. I want to see what you guys make with this beautiful set. I hope you have a wonderful day. And from all of us at Altenew, thank you so much for allowing us to help you craft your life. We'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.